Gage, share on Facebook if you don't mind. All right, we're officially live here in the game book on all three platforms now, on Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Twitter. Tonight's show is going to talk a little bit about our free betting picks to start the show off, a little bit of a DFS draft. Of course, I'm your host, A-Bomb the Sauce God. You can follow me on Twitter, A-Bomb Sauce God. You can follow the main page at T Game Book if you're not already. I'm going to introduce my two co-hosts for this evening, Mr. 12 Gage at 24, Gage Oliver 24. And he froze for a moment. That's okay. Gage, happy to have you here, brother. And, of course, T-Bone, one of the original Game Book members as well, joining us today. You can follow him at Timmy Lee. What's your Twitter handle?
Timmy Lee Fishing.
Timmy Lee Taylor. Timmy Lee Taylor. I see it at the very bottom. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So if you are watching on Twitter, by the way, we can't see comments from you guys. Of course, if you're watching us on Facebook, drop us a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, drop us a comment. We can see all that, and we'd love to interact with you guys. We'll check in with you at some point during the show. The film room is presented by the Game Book in partnership with Super Draft Pro and in partnership with Caesars Entertainment. We're going to give out some free betting picks. Of course, we don't encourage or endorse any sort of illegal or underage gambling, and bet at your own risk, draft at your own risk. Of course, we're not liable for any losses or whatsoever. And we're going to talk a little bit about ways to bet later on in the show. At 7:30, we're going to have Sam come in as well. I'm waiting for his picks. I guess he just didn't get the memo that these have to be in by 7, but we'll see. We're going to give out free picks as we usually do. We've been on a real streak, the three of us. I'm going to let these guys give you their picks first. So if you are watching on Twitter, throw us a retweet. Real quick shout out to all Bills Mafia for helping me get to almost 1,000 followers. I wanted to get to 500 by Sunday at 6:30, and here I am at almost 1,000. So awesome stuff. I've got a little Twitter thread. If you guys want to gain followers, just comment "Go Bills" and follow a bunch of people that have already done so. I'm following everybody back. Follow these guys as well, man. They're awesome, great content. Gage keeps freezing up, and I'm not sure what that's all about. You see that too, Timmy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you know what? As Gage is frozen, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get Timmy. Timmy, what do you got for us as far as free picks tonight, brother? You've been on a streak. Talk a little bit about what the betting experience is like, and talk about some of the things that you do and the ways that you win.
So the betting experience, it was really tricky initially, but thankfully for you and stuff, obviously you have a lot of exposure and you gamble responsibly. So I was able to get a lot of good input and information for you on that. But it started out pretty well. I won some money. If you guys haven't signed up for Caesars yet, I'm sure Tony has been promoting that a lot. But if not, sign up for Caesars. There's $300 in bonus cash. But you've helped me with a couple things with that. So I've won a few bucks. But it's just important to, once you start playing your own money, if you're doing parlays, which I usually like to do, especially if they're over like 4 or 5 like parlays, just don't go over, like you said, $5 or $10. So
exactly.
Tonight I'm 4-leg parlays, and if you guys want to hear the picks, I got OKC and Charlotte. I got it under 224 tonight. I don't know why. I think Charlotte played last night too. I think both teams played last night. I just think that one's going to go under. And then I got tonight money line. This will be the third time playing the Hawks in under 2 weeks. Third or fourth time playing them under 2 weeks. So I like the Heat in that one. I actually got the Wizards money line. They had a bad call against the Nets the other night. Literally, teammate from the bench touched the basketball, and then it went back into bounds. And then Kuzma missed the buzzer beater at the end. They lost 119-118. But I see them winning tonight. And then I got the Bucks over 234 tonight. For the second one, we got a game right now that's actually in play. It's Toledo and Ohio. I got that one under 157. And then Michigan plays Tom Izzo.
Hey, can I say it real quick? Say what you will about whatever you want to say, but Tom Izzo got that freaking team there.
We have Tony's alma mater. We got Nevada playing Fresno State.
That's in Reno. Holy shit, that's good though, Timmy. That fucking cracked me up. Continue though, brother.
I like Nevada on that one. And then this one's for Gage. To finish out that fourth leg in the parlay, I like the Penguins money line tonight.
Okay. And the fun part is, and I think Gage, you can try to put your camera back on. You don't have to hide like a little spider if there were the One Buffalo logo. But yeah, I don't know, brother. You're a little choppy today. ain't me. So I'm a little excited about that. But I think the cool part is for these guys, like Gage is not really a basketball fan. Timmy is, and Gage is more of a hockey fan, but Timmy isn't. But something else that Gage bets on is soccer. And then I'm going to get to Gage's picks and his success this week. And of course, I'll get my picks to you guys before 7:00. But I like that Timmy's, putting it out there, because at the end of the day, when it comes to betting, and I say it to these guys, it's a 50-50 shot when you pick an over or under. I mean, it's going to be one or the other, or the spread, it's going to be one or the other. So really, you could not know shit about basketball, but you could fucking pick 10 fucking picks correctly. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about scared money doesn't make money. Don't bet money you don't have. Don't second guess your picks. And that's something that I think both of these guys do very well, is that, we all three of us talk about picks constantly, and it's fun. It's like I said, it's gambling. Yeah, but we're not also playing thousands of dollars. We're not trying to pay our rent with gambling. We just like to make games more interesting, and it's more fun. So, Timmy, for the first couple of weeks that it's been live, what do you, as somebody who's new to betting, has it really been a real enjoyable experience? I mean, obviously you're winning money, but other than that, does it make the games more fun to watch?
Yeah, I know a kid who I used to work with. He betted on Jokic to have a triple double and Denver to win, and then he betted on Portland or something. He won like $170. Jokic had 49 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. So people are winning. People are having fun doing it. I'm having fun doing it. My palms start to sweat when I'm betting $2 parlays, and hopefully they hit for like 70 or more, or even $50 parlays, bro. It really doesn't matter if you're playing $1 and just want a team to cover and you win $13. It makes it more interesting at night, and it definitely, I don't know, in a sense, like I'm not a drinker. I don't really like do much in that avenue in regards. So I'm a homebody. So it keeps us all connected too, in a way. You know what I mean? You made a good point with that earlier, bro.
And sports are life. And I think that's something that we can all agree on. So any way that we can make sports more, because we all have our favorite teams now, like a true bettor that bets, the thousands of dollars, they'll tell you that they don't have a favorite sports team. They have their favorite sports team is the one that covers. So for us, we're all three avid sports fans, myself and Gage being Bills fans, and Timmy, of course, being a Ravens fan, and us as well. So me and Gage are also, we both support the Baltimore Ravens as well. But, baseball, I'm a Yankee fan. Basketball, I'm just a LeBron fan. I think, really honestly, that I would say that Donovan Mitchell's my next guy. But hockey is the Sabres, but the Sabres suck. So if I want to watch sports at night, because I don't typically sit down and watch the news, I don't watch the Food Network. I sit down and I watch sports. So any way that I can make sports more fun, of course, is a better experience overall. And what a better way than to possibly, put like we're going to talk about parlays. You put a couple bucks on a parlay and you might win a couple hundred. You might win 200. You might win 300. Timmy, for some reason, your screen blacked out, brother.
I know. I put my headphones in. That's stupid.
Okay. No worries, but like I was saying, I love to watch sports, and I don't necessarily care for a lot of teams out there. So it's definitely exciting to, sit down and I'm watching, we're watching the St. Peter's Peacocks. I don't give a shit about them, but it's definitely fun. It's cool to win money. And of course, I'll say it again, it is a gamble. And if anybody has any issues with gambling, there is a hotline which you can call, and that's no joke. It's, it is an addiction for some people, and that's why we say bet at your own risk and bet carefully. And, that's what we're here to do, is give you guys the best picks, but we're not always accurate. But we are about, right now, I'd say we're about 75 to 85% accurate in the last 3-4 weeks alone. So that's pretty incredible. Gage, why don't you go ahead and give us some picks real quick, and I'll run through mine. And I want to run through some DFS real quick as well.
All right. Well, I got some hockey in tonight. I have got the Dallas Stars winning over the Detroit Red Wings. I got the Anaheim Ducks covering against Tampa. Also, Rangers covering.
I'm writing these down, Gage.
What?
I'm writing these
Gage's
down.
hockey is fucking fine.
Yeah,
I know.
I swear to God.
I have got the Rangers covering plus 1.5 at Carolina. I've got the Seattle Kraken covering 1.5 against the St. Louis Blues, and I also have the Penguins money line.
Okay.
Penguins
I like
winning
that. So,
one.
I mean, and here's the thing is I know when Gage makes his hockey picks, he makes them with confidence. Like he tells me, I fucking know that one's going to hit. And I'm like, okay, I like to hear that. And so that's the cool thing about betting is, you know, you don't have to stick to just one sport. You can touch any area. I mean, shit, there's you could bet on Russian hockey, which we've talked about before in here, and it's insane. I want to go ahead. I can do actually my DFS lineup because it doesn't have to be until 8. I want to go ahead and give you some of my picks tonight. I've been picking every over under correctly that I've picked. I haven't picked every single one, but the ones I like, I've been 100% accurate this week. So, I mean, that's a little spooky for me. I mean, I don't want to have a streak where I start going down, but I have confidence in my picks. Although I'm not betting like these guys with real money. I live in Maryland where I cannot legally bet unless I go to an actual retailing sports book to make physical bets with cash. But of course, I am on the Super Draft sports book, which is really cool. They have contests when you're part of Super Draft Pro, which is what we're sponsored by. And as the app comes out for that, we're going to get into that. But here's what I've got tonight. I've got 3 college picks for the Niagara Purple Eagles and the St. Peter Peacocks. I've got the over at 123.5. That starts at 7 o'clock. So if you guys want to pick that, you want to get it in the next 3 minutes, really. I've got the under at 131 for Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers and the Sacred Heart Pioneers. I'm almost having trouble saying these team names. And then, of course, I got to run with the Bonnie's money line. I know it's only minus 286, but that's a little 3-leg parlay. You know, put $10 on it. You know, you might win $40. And like I said, none of us are really trying to win. We're not trying to buy a house. We're just trying to have some fun, win a little extra coin, put a little bit of money in your pocket, buy some jewel pods, buy some weed, buy some alcohol. You know what I mean? Put that money aside. That's my college picks. But for my 14 parlay for NBA, I did go all over unders, so we're gonna see how I do tonight. As long as I hit 3 or 4, I'm happy. But I've got the over 212 and 212 for the Celtics and Trailblazers. A little spooky there because we know the Celtics can come out dead, and I'm pretty sure Damian Lillard still isn't playing. But too low. The NBA usually scores like anywhere from 215 to 225. That's your typical total score by the end of the day. I've got the over 224. Timmy went with the under. I went with the over. Charlotte is not a really good defensive team. Oklahoma City is definitely contagious sometimes with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, so I like the over there. Under 219.5 for the Atlanta Hawks and Miami Heat. Those teams have scored a lot of points against each other, so I want to go in the opposite trend of that. That's why I went that way. And I like the under 213 with the Sixers and the Clippers. You know, the Clippers don't have a ton of firepower right now. Sixers, obviously, Timmy talked about it. Embiid is playing very well. But it's 2 really good defensive teams. It's Doc Rivers coaching against his former team, and I believe it's in Philly. So that'll be a little exciting. That's what I got. Those are all for 7 and 7:30. So if you guys want to get them in, you got 1 minute to get them in. Hurry up, lock them down, do whatever you can. That's my 4 picks right now, and that's what I got. So those are our free picks presented by the Game Book. We don't ask for anything other than viewership. You know, show a little bit of support. If not, you know, take advantage of the free picks that we get because we have been winning money. So I like that. Timmy, by the way, you hit a 17 parlay the other day, didn't you not?
7 out of 8.
Didn't you actually hit like a 17er though, like or something like that? You did.
Oh
you
yeah,
did
I won
with all in game.
Yeah, when I first
obviously the odds were they didn't pay as well, but still a 7 picks correct.
Right.
That's
that was
incredible.
in game. I almost like doing that, bro. In game fucking over unders though. You know what I mean? It gives you like if a team, like I said, if it's 40 to 32 at halftime, I kind of got an idea that it might push 140, you know, in the second half, or it might, you know, only push the 120.
And what I wanted to say too is what I do like about Timmy's method with the in-game betting is here's what I like. Sometimes, thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you, brother. Love you very much. And he said you were on point with your picks last week. I love that. Of course, you know, and of course, I just want to win other people money. I'm not in here to make money for myself. I'm a man of the people. But I like what Timmy said about in-game betting because you might see the spread and the total at the start of the game, but you don't know how the teams are going to come out. You could see a team like the Pacers who score like 90 points a game. They can come out on fire. So then you get a better feel for what's really going on in the game, and then you can make your decisions based on that. Sometimes that's why I like second half bets. That's my favorite bets to make these guys know that. We're going to talk about that later in the show. That's one of the best and efficient ways to win. I'm going to give you guys all sorts of background on parlays, round robins, all that stuff. But, you know, Timmy brought up a really great point because like it's a better feel for what's going on. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that very much, and God bless you and Maya both. And if you see Zach, you know, slap him on the face for me and tell him I love him. I appreciate you very much, Jordan. But it's a good way to to get a better feel for the game. Because, like I said, you don't know maybe if a player is hurt a little bit or if a player, players have off days. Even guys like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, they've all had off days, so you never know. I like that Timmy also likes prop bets. Talk a little bit about that as well, picking 19.5 points and stuff like that. What are some of the ones that you've made or that you recommend?
So the ones I made last week, I had Tyler Boyd scoring, and then I had who else scored in that game? Did Jacobs get in the end zone? No, I had Tyler Boyd scoring. I had Josh Jacobs over 20 receiving. I had Joe Mixon over 20 receiving. And then who didn't cover for me, though? I don't think I picked Jamar Chase, and I had him all year in fantasy, which was stupid, but he had well over 70 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I like the prop bets, though. I'm going to make a couple this week. I'm probably going to stay away from Buffalo. I was close to winning a couple bucks on them last week. But I didn't pick Singletary over 60 yards, and I hope Bills Mafia doesn't trash me for that. But he's been running the ball very effectively as of late, and I think he's going to have another good week. But anyways, I like Gordon Hayward tonight over 15.5. If you're betting on Charlotte OKC, I'm not sure what Embiid's over under is, but he's been on fire lately. I think he's averaging like 32.5. So if it's anything within like 20 to 24, I would hammer it. So
Hammer it,
yeah,
baby.
prop
Slam
bets
it.
are cool,
Slam
man.
it.
But
Well,
then again,
excellent.
that's info that I learned from you. So thanks for that, bro. Appreciate
Of course,
it.
man. And like I said, I'm here to help anybody in betting, and I want people to make, as good of bets and smart decisions as possible. And I personally, the only thing I want to see happen is I want to see other people win. I don't want anything to benefit myself. And I love seeing these guys win. I love talking to them about betting. It's awesome. It's a good way to interact with friends. And it's a very popular thing as it becomes more and more legal across the United States, individually in states, and especially since it's gone live in New York. And I think that it's going to be cool when it comes to Maryland, and it's eventually going to be legal in every single state. And I'm surprised it's not yet because there's so much money involved, obviously. And it's like anything. You drink at your own risk. You smoke weed at your own risk. You do anything at your own risk. So you should be able to bet at the age of 21 like you can in New York State or Vegas or wherever. And you should be able to do so at your own risk. And that's my opinion about it. But, of course, there are options where you can bet offshore. I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff because it is technically illegal, but people do it all the time and people get away. It's not anything that gets enforced, but I'm not going to talk about that, obviously, because I don't encourage anything illegal on this show. Timmy, you got anything else for us, brother? I know you're about to go chef it up in the kitchen for the fam.
I got one thing. Bills. I think the Bills by $1 billion this week.
Mm-hmm.
But
there you go.
Church, shout out Jim Church on Twitter. He's going nuts right now. Jim Church. I love that fucking name.
I see Jim Church going nuts on Twitter too. What's up with him? What's up, Jim Church?
No, but honestly, let's fucking go Buffalo. I know the Ravens got the Chiefs earlier this year, but like the Chiefs they shouldn't be the renegade over there. It's Buffalo's time now. Fuck, my grandfather was the biggest Bills fan ever, so I want this bad for him up in heaven right now, and I want this for you guys. And fuck, my family's all diehards too, so let's get this shit together. Let's fucking get out of there with a win and focus on the following week.
The flock rides with fucking Bills Mafia.
I like what Tony said. Tony said he's not even thinking about this week. I fucking love that. You shouldn't be thinking about that. You should just think about going in to fucking hammer these motherfuckers. So
exactly.
That's what's
Timmy, thank you for stopping in and thank you for giving us some free picks. And it's always a pleasure to have you on here. Of course, guys, give him a follow on Twitter. I shouted him out on Twitter already, man. He's riding with Bills Mafia. He's riding the energy, and show him some love, man. We're a family here. You know what I mean? That's my brother right there. So, of course, Timmy, love you very much, brother.
Bills Mafia. I plan to see you next year in Baltimore, too, Bills Mafia. I'll be there.
He's going to be coming here with me, son.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Timmy. God bless, brother. Thank you very much.
No doubt.
All right, man. Excellent stuff. Of course, it's always a pleasure to have Timmy on here, Gage. You already know that, man. I don't have to say anything more about it. He's always got good energy. He's got great insight, and he's got great analysis, and it's truly a pleasure. Now, what I want to talk about next is I want to talk about Gage winning his first ever parlay and then winning his second ever and then his third ever and then his fourth ever all in the same, couple of days, all this week. Gage, what was that like experiencing? Wow, I picked this many picks and it actually hit. Talk a little bit about that, brother.
Wow, it's indescribable the feeling you get when you win when you pick that many teams correctly and it actually pays off, it's incredible.
I mean, and the thing I think that you were doing differently this week was you were making more short picks. You kind of you took on the mentality that scared money doesn't make money. I mean, you bet $5. Okay, you can go spend $5 at the gas station, or you could take that $5 and bet it on 5 games and shit, maybe come out with $200. And I mean, of course, we're not in this to. Of course, you want to win money. Of course, who doesn't want to win money? I'm pretty sure everybody that bets wants to win money, but it does make sports more entertaining and more exciting. And that's what I love about it. That's what I loved about doing it in Las Vegas, where you have the actual sports books, where they got every TV up, every game, you got every line, and you see how it changes and all the, it's crazy. And it's truly, mobile betting is cool, obviously, because of how convenient it is. You can just do it from your own home and boom, you can withdraw money. You don't have to go anywhere, especially with COVID and all that stuff going on. But it's definitely not anything close to the experience of actually going and sitting in the sports book, sitting in a nice comfy chair, having beers and hot dogs handed to you as you're winning a couple $100 playing, $20-$30 here and there. But as I've said before, it is a risk and it can be addictive. And for some people it can be worse, but it's like I said, bet at your own risk. And that's why we personally recommend, if you ever do parlay, stick to 3 teams, 4 teams. That's your best odds of winning. Don't bet anything more than $5, $10, maybe even 25 at most. If you're going to do straight bets and you actually want to win, I recommend going anywhere from 50 to 100. If you're a newer bettor, start with something light, 20. Just get a feel for it a little bit. Figure it out, test the apps out. The apps are pretty user-friendly. I've had experience using them myself when I was in Pennsylvania for a little bit. I know that they're very user-friendly. And, of course, we're going to talk about some of the ways that you can bet, and I'm going to explain all of that here on the show. I want to give a real quick shout out to anybody that is watching on Twitter. Hit us with a retweet, man. Bills Mafia, you are incredible. I had 200 followers yesterday morning, Gage, and I'm just about 1,000 right now. I might even be. I haven't checked, and that's awesome. That's truly why I love this fan base, and that's the thing is, I'm not one of those cocky people that I just want everyone to follow me. No, I'm going to follow everybody else. And I started a Twitter thread today because I want to give everybody a chance to follow one another. I mean, who doesn't want to have more of an audience? Who doesn't want to have more retweets in their stuff? And that's what's awesome about Bills Mafia, the best damn fan base in all of sports. And I said fan base because it is a family. It truly is. And sometimes you feel like you know people that you don't even know. So quick shout out to Bills Mafia, hashtag Bills Mafia. Make sure you tune in with us on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have Craig and Drew, both gigantic Bills fans, of course, and the show is going to be hosted by this guy right over here, Mr. 12 Gauge, in the film room, presented by the Game Book in partnership with Super Draft Pro and in partnership with Caesars Entertainment. So now I'm going to explain a little bit of betting. I'm going to talk about ways that you can win easier and the ways that I bet. The ways that I bet is I used to do a lot of research. Okay, I used to research, how much does this team score against this? How much is that? You can do as much research as you possibly want, and you could still lose. So now I just look at it. I go on trends. I see, the teams don't consistently do something for so long. You don't see a team come out and put up 120 points for like 10 straight games. You just don't see that. So I like to go in opposite ways. I do sometimes take a look at previous matchups, and I look at the players that are playing, because that's going to give you a better feel for who's on the court, will they score more points, or who's on the football field is going to score touchdowns, stuff like that. But I love parlays, because parlays, I'm not a big bettor. Like I said, I once was, but I'm not anymore. I like to play. Let's say we got 4 1 o'clock games of football, Gage, right? 1 o'clock games. I don't like to save any picks for later. I don't. The only time I ever like to do that is if I want to possibly hedge the bet, which I'll talk about what that means. But I like to play 3, 4, 5 team parlays, put $2, $3, $4, whatever. Might win a little extra coin, but as a Bills fan, I only care about watching the Buffalo Bills. Of course, I enjoy watching the NFL playoffs, but I don't really care about those teams. So, it makes it a little bit more exciting, and you're going to get better payout for only betting $2, $3, $4. I mean, like I said, I've literally bet as little as $1 before and won as much as like $140 off it. But of course, I had to pick a lot of picks correctly. And that's the cool thing about parlays. And a parlay, for anybody that does not know, is where you pick 2 spreads, totals, or even player props, in-game betting, 2 or more. And it's typically up to 10 for a lot of sports books. I know some sports books allow up to 15 or 20. It's crazy. Everywhere is different. But you have to pick multiple ones, and you have to get them all right. Now, if they push, this is a good question that Gage has asked me. Let's say you've got five picks, and your 4 hit, but your last one, you have it at -4 and they end up winning by 4. That pushes and it knocks it down to a 4-teamer where you will get the odds of the 4-teamer, which, some people will be like, oh, that sucks. I don't win the 4-teamer. Well, you're still winning money. You know what I mean? And that's the good part about it. So pushing is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, nobody wants to tie at the end of the day, but that's the great part about parlays is that you're still going to win some money. So that's what a parlay is. You have to pick multiple and you have to get them all right or have to push. And that's why the odds pay out better is because your odds of winning are. I see some spam person on YouTube. That's cool. We're gonna block them real quick. Sorry about that. So the odds are obviously less. You have less of a chance of winning on a 5-team parlay than you do on a straight bet. So that's the thing about parlays. I'll talk a little bit about round robins in a second too, but I want to talk about that thing that I just said, hedging a bet. So let's say you have 4 picks all hit throughout the day, and then you have a game at 8 o'clock. And let's just hypothetically, let's say you have a team plus 5.5, and you go and look at the sports book, and the other team is still -5.5, right? Not -4.5, because then you can't hedge it because you could still technically lose both. But what you're doing is, let's say you bet $10 to win 50, okay? What you want to do is you want to take 25 and go put it on the opposite spread for your last game. That way you guarantee yourself some money, but you also don't, you don't lose any money neither. Like, you're only betting 25, so you could win 50 or you could win 25, you know what I mean? But you only bet 10 and 25, whatever. So that's what hedging a bet is, and that's the first strategy I ever taught Gage was about hedging a bet. And it's something that people should know about. Not enough people know about that, but that's a little secret. Round robins. Okay, round robins are a little bit more tricky, but round robins actually give you a better chance of winning. Doesn't necessarily pay out as much, of course, but you'll pick, let's say 8 picks, and you can take the option of 2-team parlays where to randomize all your picks into a bunch of 2-team parlays. You can do them in 3-team, 4-team, whatever. It'll give you a bunch of random ones for you. So you have maybe like 10 parlays basically made up for you where you bet $2 a piece on all of them. So you bet a total of $20. But, you don't have to have all those picks hit correctly. You just have to have them all in one parlay hit, versus another parlay they don't all have to hit. So that's the cool part about round robins. That's a way to bet. And I actually want to get these guys into round robins a little bit too, because it is an exciting way. Sometimes I like to change it up. I like to just go on a straight bet. I like to go on a parlay. Sometimes I like to do a little bit of everything. And of course, like I said, I bet at my own risk, and I don't bet money I don't have. I don't bet coins I don't have, and I just do this for fun. That's the only purpose for it. So round robins are a cool way to do it. But I'm going to tell you guys a little secret, okay? And Gage will tell you he was kicking himself in the ass for not riding on this train. And I'm not, bringing this up to throw shade at you or nothing. But it was the Alabama-Georgia game. I said to him, if this has, I think I said if it's less than 20 points at halftime, go look at the second half. Now, total for just the second half, not the previous first half. And if that number looks good, and I'll tell you if it looks good, you'll want to throw money on the over for the second half. Now, I'm going to explain why I said that. I think the total for that game was like 50, maybe 57 points or something like that, Gage, maybe even more ridiculous. I don't know, something like that. We'll just say it was 57. They had 15 at the half, okay? Think about this, guys. When you look at bets and you look at total scores and final scores for a game, Vegas is never really off by that much. There are instances, of course, where they are, but there's most of those games you see finish within 1 point. You see the over-under finish within 1-2 points. So think about it, guys. If there's only 15 at half and they have a 57-point total for the over-under, 15 is not even close to half. It's not even a third of 55, okay, 57 or whatever. So Vegas needs to get points in the second half. So the over-under for the second half total, over-under for the second half total was 24.5. And I told Gage, Timmy, I guarantee you, slam $50 or $100, I guarantee it hits. And it did. And it covered by a mile. And the game ended up being close to the actual over I think it ended up finishing 2 points shy of the total over-under. So they ended up getting like 40 points in the second half. That's the strategy that I love. That's the most efficient bet you can possibly make. However, sometimes you can do that method and they'll give you a real shitty second half over under where it's like you're supposed to get the exact amount of points to come close to the beginning total for the over-under. So you got to be wary of that. You can do it this way, but I find it doesn't hit as much. But let's say you got a total over-under for a game and it's 43 points and it's got 30 at the half. Okay, you can go bet the second half under, but that doesn't always hit. Sometimes it's a case of both teams are just hot and scoring the points. So that's where you kind of want to look at the in-game betting. I don't do a ton of that because it's just tricky. But if anybody has any questions about betting at any time, feel free to tweet at me, direct message me, send me messages on Facebook. It does not matter. I'm always here to teach people and educate people, and I'm here to give out any information possible because, like I said, I want other people to take advantage of the opportunities and enjoy. Sports betting is, in a sense, a sport in itself. And it's kind of fun, and it's something to do and something to, keep you out of trouble in a sense a little bit, or it gets you in trouble, of course, but it's just exciting. And so if anybody has any questions at all, always, my line is always open. I'm really, Gage will tell you, I answer everybody and I get back to everybody. A lot of people actually asked me questions today, and I told them that we give out these free picks on our shows. And of course, like I said, bet at your own risk. And there was one time I gave a pick to somebody and they just asked me, what do I think is the best? And I just gave them one and it ended up not hitting by like a point. And then they came at me about it afterwards. And as much as I can understand, you want to blame them, you want to blame the person that gave you the pick. But, at the same time, if you want to bet and you don't want to have to come and blame me, just make the picks yourself. But I do give out a lot of good picks. Another good strategy too is if I give you guys like 5 picks and 4 or 5 hit, then just do straight bets on all 5. You might hit 3 of 5, you might hit 4 or 5. Shit, you might hit 2 of, you might hit none. It doesn't matter on any given day, but it is an option. So I know some people do that. Who's Cass?
A friend of mine.
Okay. I didn't see Cass comment or nothing like that. But welcome, Cass. Welcome to the Game Book. This is the film room presented by the Game Book in partnership with Super Draft Pro and in partnership with Caesars Entertainment. We're about 13 minutes out from Sammy. I don't know. I guess maybe he's not coming on. I don't know. I haven't heard from him, and I don't know, but he didn't give me any picks, so there will be no UFC picks from Sam unless he comes on at some point. And I think UFC doesn't even start till 8 or 9 or whatever. But we'll get to that as well. I do have a big announcement coming up, Gage. Obviously, you know about it. We talked about it last night, and it's really exciting. We'll make the official announcement sometime next week. I actually just got a message from Marcus right now. So if anybody's ever interested in the logo that we have up there on ever being on a T-shirt, or on any sort of hoodie or any sort of piece of clothing, I'm going to tell you a little secret. We're going to have that option very, very soon with people from Western New York who are a small business up and coming. It's going to be really awesome. Be on the lookout for that announcement, of course, guys. Turn those notifications on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube so that you never miss any of our content. The Game Book, guys, is your premium source for sports news. Baltimore Ravens and Buffalo. I said that backwards. Buffalo Bills and Baltimore Ravens coverage. Yeah. Betting picks, DFS, trading card breaks, and much, much more. So I'm also going to give a quick shout out to Clad Colt, who will be live on Whatnot at 9 p.m. tonight doing the most fire Pokemon breaks. And tonight, Gage, he's got some sports singles up for grabs. So I'm going to be in there. I know Gage will be in there, and it's exciting stuff. And we also do trading card breaks on our page, which we have a big one coming up soon. Sam has been stacking up his product, and he's going to be bringing awesome stuff. So as that goes on, we'll talk more about it. You guys don't want to miss out on that, so turn those notifications on. It's really cool right now. The Game Book is popping. Bills Mafia is popping. Timmy talked about how I'm not afraid of Kansas City. I'm not afraid of any team. I'm just not. The only thing that I am afraid of, Gage, is the referees helping Tom Brady in the Super Bowl should we meet him there. That's the only thing I have any fear of, and I think rightfully so. We all saw it happen in Tampa Bay, of course. But, yeah. The coverage for that will begin at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday with Drew and Clad both coming on here. And I was talking about Clad. Give him a follow on Facebook as well for Apex streaming as well as his trading cards. You can find him at Craig Tiberio, and his page is at Clad Colt. Awesome guy, great community, and he's a great motivator. He's somebody that gets me up and running every single day, and I love Craig. Love Lex on him too. That's his fiance. She's also a part-time streamer. They are actually going to have a baby girl, which is awesome. Gage was right. And Gage, it's funny. That morning I had this weird feeling. I'm like, I think I know it's a girl. It's just for some reason I had this feeling, you know what I mean? So they did a gender review in Cleveland that was really awesome to see. Exciting stuff. I love Craig, love Lex. They're great people. Another quick shout out to Josh Wright and Greg Rawlings over at We Don't Know Sports. That's another Facebook page with great humorous content, great sports content, also with individual subgroups that have actual pro players in them. So cool stuff. I mean, you get a chance to interact with former ball players. You get a chance at some really cool autographed memorabilia, anything like that. So we got a lot of great things going on. And the game book is only popping off more and more. We've got more stuff coming up in the next few months, and we only plan on growing further and bringing the best content to you guys on a daily. And Gage, I think it's been going very well so far. We've been consistent with content. Everybody seems to really love what we're doing. And I'm happy that we're able to expand a little bit on Twitter because I love the support that we get. And there's Craig right there. He said, "What up, y'all?"
Craig right there.
Hope that worked. Craig, we just gave you a shout out, actually, man, at Clad Colt. That's Craig Typero in the comments, man. Go add him if you're interested in any sports cards, any Pokemon cards. He's got the most fire shit, dude, and he gives out great deals to anybody that shows support and anybody that is a good person. And that is something that I put on God right there. Gage actually just picked up a great deal on a couple of cards. I got some cards from him this week. I got 3 Josh Allen cards, or 2 Josh Allen cards and 1 Jake Fromm, as well as all the Pokemon cards that I got. And, of course, at 9 p.m. tonight, guys, he will be doing live breaks on the Whatnot app. And if you sign up with his link, you actually get a free $10. So, I mean, you could potentially just win a break off of that. Shipping's not included in that. Whatnot will charge you separately for shipping. But it's awesome. I actually really love that app, and we're going to get Sam acquainted with that in the coming months. For anybody that isn't interested in trading cards, Sam, by the way, at Sammy Sports Cards, he has his own Facebook page through us, the Gamebook Sammy Sports Cards. He does post a card of the day. He posts all the collection he's got, and he will be having some awesome stuff coming up. And I saw some people actually sharing throughout the week some of the cards that they have, and Sam actually sold I think about $250 worth of cards this week, Gage, something incredible like that. So nice. I'm happy to see that. So for those of you guys that are interested in anything, I mean, even if you want to hold on to it for your kid, it's a great investment to make. And that's what I love about trading cards. And I am still a little irritated that I never got my Ken Griffey Jr. card today. So, I'm not going to get into that. All right, guys, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share. Of course, we appreciate all the support, man. It's been an awesome show so far. I am going to hold out until 7:30 at least. If Sam is not available by then, we are going to go ahead and cut it out. But yeah, I think everything's been going well for the betting picks. Tomorrow, Gage, what time does the first game kick off tomorrow? Do you know?
4:30, I believe.
All right, guys. So then if it kicks off at 4:30, you guys can expect us, myself and Gage, at least. We're going to go. I think Gage is going to host the show, and he's going to have me as an analyst. We're going to talk about, I think that we have a couple of upsets tomorrow, Gage. I truly do. Real quick news, too. Derrick Henry is officially activated off of injury reserve, and he will be available, and he looks like he's 100%. So that's a scary sight for the rest of the NFL. Not for me, though, because honestly, we only know that Derrick Henry had that one big run because there was 3 holding calls that were not called. So, that there will be coverage for that tomorrow about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, the best damn show on Facebook for the Film Room is our Bills coverage. Everybody loves it. Twitter, you guys need to get in on this. Follow us on YouTube at Gamebook Mafia. Follow us on Facebook as well, facebook.com/Gamebook Mafia. So that way you can comment with us. For some reason, I was looking into it. You can't comment on Twitter, even though it says you can. You just can't. It says can't post comments to some destinations. So if you are on Twitter, throw us a retweet, throw us a like, follow us because, of course, we want to get you guys interactive. We want to get that energy built up. We need the hype. And that's what I love that Bills Mafia has been doing, Gage, is that this week has been incredible with the support on Twitter. I mean, it's so awesome to see a fan base come together. Now, I want to talk about something else real quick, too. For those of you guys that don't know, if you're a Bills fan, get a sweet potato before the game and hold that bitch in your possession. So a little quick background about this, and it's pissing off the Chiefs Kingdom, as they call it, or whatever. Allegedly, there's a Bills fan that's been going to every game that we've won this year, and he had a sweet potato on him at every game that we won. So word got around to Bills Mafia and people that are going to the game in Kansas City, and I'm going to talk about something else, too, after this. The people that are going to Kansas City got wind of it and are trying to bring sweet potatoes to the game. And apparently it's just driving the Chiefs fans nuts. A little freaking vegetable is going to piss them off. I mean, I'm a superstitious fan, but at the same time, shit, you're going to really get riled up about that. That's kind of funny in my opinion. But grab that sweet potato. I'm going to hold one. It'll probably be a mush by the end of the game. And I wanted to talk about something else too. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter offering free tickets to other Bills fans if they were able to get to Kansas City, and I think that is absolutely incredible. It's just so awesome. I mean, you see, I mean, money is an object to a lot of people in this world, Gage, but it seems like when it comes to a lot of people in Bills Mafia, it's not. It's all about love and support, and it's incredible. I mean, I did see a case, too, where somebody bought plane tickets for 2 fans and got them tickets in the 100s, so, like, great seats. And, I mean, as much as I do not like the Kansas City Chiefs, it's at Arrowhead Stadium, a historic stadium, and it's probably going to be an insane atmosphere. And, of course, Bills Mafia will be invading as much as they can. I want to talk about something else, too. I think it's real crappy that the Titans are changing their ticket transfer rules to not allow Bengals fans to come. And I think that they deserve to lose the game for that. Fill your own damn seats with your own fans. That's the way that I look at it.
Right.
Coming off of that win last week, Gage, by the way, against the New England Patriots, it's the greatest game of football I've ever personally watched in my entire life. Most amazing thing I've ever seen. And I watched Josh Allen's interview on Pat McAfee yesterday, and dude, wow. Just the way that he and that team are focused, and you just could see this different look on their faces. And I think it's safe to say going into Kansas City last year, we were definitely afraid as a team. We were definitely intimidated, but we do not seem to have that mindset one bit this year. Now, I know a lot of Bills fans will say, okay, well, we won in week 5. It's not the same Chiefs team that we faced in week 5. The Chiefs were struggling very badly in week 5, and they've picked up their game as of recently, defensively and offensively. Now, I had a Chiefs fan talking and barking at me saying, we just put up this many points against the Steelers. Okay, that's because Big Ben couldn't move the football at all, and he kept giving it back. I mean, you give a ball to a dog, 10 times, eventually the dog's going to bring the ball back to you. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. So I think the Bills are different, though. They took advantage of every opportunity, which is something that we've never seen done. And Josh Allen led that team differently. I will ride with Josh Allen till the day that I die. I love that man. I love this team, and I love our coach. I want to give another quick shout out to the Bills assistant GM, Joe Schoen, I think is how you pronounce it, on being hired as the new general manager of the New York Giants. I know some people in Bills Mafia are a little afraid of that, but it's a good thing to see guys from our organization moving up in the world. And, of course, we still have Brandon Beane. We still have Sean McDermott. I'm going to talk about a little bit of a hypothetical scenario here too, Gage. Now, Joe Schoen being hired, there's a really good chance that he's going to hire either Leslie Frazier or Brian Daboll as the head coach. I would definitely assume that those would be his 2 top candidates. And I'm going to assume that he's going to go after Mitch Trubisky in the offseason as well to compete with Danny Jones or ultimately take the starting job from him, because obviously you like to bring in guys that you have familiarity with and that you are, and you've seen play and that you've been around them. So that's something that you can expect, guys. Is I think that if we're going to lose a coordinator, Leslie Frazier is a great defensive coordinator, but let's not forget that Sean McDermott's a defensive-minded coach and is the person that was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles and as well as the Carolina Panthers, and he's a big reason for our defensive success. So I think if we're going to lose a coordinator, I don't want to pick one or the other, but I'd say Leslie Frazier, because I think Brian Daboll has brought a different element into Josh Allen's life and his career. And I think that his continuity in the offensive system has been the biggest thing. We have the talent on both sides, but if we do lose Brian Daboll, Gage, I'm thinking, and by the way, here he is. I'm going to bring him in right now. Actually, I'm going to give him a couple minutes. I think that Ken Dorsey, if he stays with the Buffalo Bills, would be promoted to offensive coordinator. And, of course, Ken Dorsey is the Buffalo Bills quarterback coach who has been pivotal. And hold on one second. Since Sam came in here, it slowed my connection down for a second, but it's all good. It's been pivotal to Josh Allen's growth. And, of course, Ken Dorsey was the quarterback coach the year that Cam Newton won the MVP in Carolina and went to the Super Bowl. So Ken Dorsey is successful. And, I mean, either way, I think the Bills are built no matter what, culture-wise and from the front office down. I think they're built for the long run, and we'll always find ways. And it's great to see that there's, you've had for so many years, you've had the Belichick tree. Okay, but now you got the McDermott and the Brandon Beane tree. So I love that, and I love to see anybody that's been a part of our organization ultimately getting opportunities to advance their own careers, business-wise, whatever. It's awesome to see. So congratulations again to Bills' former now assistant GM Joe Schoen on being promoted to the New York Giants general manager role. So I think also too, Gage, that confirms the rumors. The rumors are not true about Bill Belichick retiring. There was rumors that he might take that GM job for the New York Giants, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, obviously. So Bill Belichick is probably staying put for now. I mean, he's got a solid young quarterback. Let's give credit where credit is due, and he's got a good defense and still has so many things in place there. So all right, guys, it is 7:30 now. We're gonna go ahead and bring in Mr. Slam and Sammy Sam Bone at Slam and Sammy 55. Sammy Sports. He will now be joining us.
What's up, everybody?
Sam.
What's
How you
going
doing,
on,
brother?
Sam?
Not much. How you fellas doing?
Well, Sam, I got to tell you something, brother. Twitter has been absolutely insane. I started with 200 followers yesterday, and I'm almost at about 1,000, and that's all in credit to hashtag Bills Mafia, the best damn
I
fan
saw
base in
that.
sports. And
I
it's been
saw that all
exciting to
day
see.
today.
So we already gave out some free picks. What time does UFC start? Because if you
Well,
have
it's tomorrow.
DFS, it's for tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. If you have DFS, Sam, it's a little bit too late to get that in now that it's 7:30. But of course, we're happy to have you here. And I did want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that you have coming up, because when we talked last night, we had a lot of excitement. So I'll get to you in just a moment.
Yes.
I do want to go ahead and take an opportunity, because the game starts at 8:00, and this is a champion mode. I'm going to go ahead and do my super draft, which is an exclusive lineup through Super Draft Pro, but it's a free lineup. And of course, you guys know we've been winning on free lineups. Sam's up a bunch of money. I'm up a bunch of money. Gage is up a bunch of money. Here's what I got, baby. Live draft coming here. DFS, hashtag DFS. And, of course, this is presented by the Gamebook in partnership with Super Draft Pro and in partnership with Caesars Entertainment. So here we go. Champion and co-champion, right? This is a free lineup. All right, so this is Toronto versus Washington, meaning that's only one game. You get to pick guys from here. Your champion is going to be whoever you think is going to perform the best, and you want to pick a good multiplier, of course. I am liking, I don't know what it is, but I'm liking Fred VanVleet as the champion, 1.75 multiplier. I'm going to go co-champion. I'm going Bradley Beal at 1.5. I'm going to go opposite of each other. Super flex. I'm definitely taking Pascal Siakam, and he's only a one-time multiplier there. And then I'm going to go with Dinwiddie. I'm definitely going with Gary Trent Jr., 1.75 multiplier. And then I'm definitely going to go with Montrezl Harrell. Yeah, Montrezl Harrell at a 2-time multiplier. And let's see who else is just a really crazy multiplier. Sam, what do you think about Caldwell Pope tonight? 2.15 multiplier, bro.
I'm not a fan of him just because he's going to have some good defense outside on the perimeter. I don't think he's going to have a lot of chances for three-pointers.
Okay,
I think you should pick someone.
This. I'm going to take a little bit of an underrated pick here because he's a huge multiplier. And that's what's been – the only times I'm losing are by guys that are huge multipliers. I'm going with Hachimura, 2.55 multiplier.
I like the Rui pick.
Yep. That's my lineup, guys. And, of course, that's a free lineup that we give here in the game book, of course, through exclusively Super Draft, not DraftKings, not FanDuel. We don't do that BS, man. I don't mess with any DFS that had lawsuits against them in 2015. Screw that. So that's through Super Draft. Of course, like I said, Super Draft Pro gives you access to all sorts of better contests. And, of course, you accumulate points, which you can use for real prizes, a PS5, Xbox X, whatever, man. It's awesome, the cool stuff that – and, of course, we'll keep you guys updated as the app is getting nearer to launch. And, I mean, we could possibly see that in the next couple of weeks. So, Sam, we talked a little bit about last night. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the Sammy Sports Cards. And if you guys are not following him on Twitter, follow him on Slam and Sammy55 and follow his the Facebook page, the Gamebook - Sammy Sports Cards, for the most fire breaks for sports cards. And of course, he's got personal inventory up there. You guys can see that he shares very much, and Sam is very fair about prices. And actually, Sam's had some success selling cards this week, which is really exciting to see. And that shows right there that what Sam's product is legit, and it's something that you definitely want to get invested in. So, Sam, talk about some of the stuff that you've been adding to the fleet.
All right, guys. So, as you know, we're going to be doing breaks within the next few weeks coming up, especially with all the good things that are going on right now with sports. We added some Flux mega boxes. We've got a lot of Mosaic cello packs. We're going to be going ahead and adding some football very, very soon. So we're going to have a lot of football coming our way. And, I know the baseball season looks like it's going to be up on hold, but that will not stop us from getting cards if people are interested in doing baseball. I know there's a few people who might want to. So that's always something to keep in mind. But we have a lot of football and a lot of basketball coming our way, guys. So be on the lookout. We have tons of stuff coming. Mosaic, Illusions, Chronicles. There's a lot of variety, and I think that we are going to see a lot more coming up here, guys. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff on hand. We can go ahead and do breaks. We can go ahead and sell by team, by player. We'll talk. We'll definitely get something going here, guys. But yes, be on the lookout for all that good stuff.
All right. Thank you very much, Sam.
Gage, go ahead, brother. Talk to him.
So, like, what kind of fire cards do you think you will be able to see from your breaks?
Oh, guys, we're always looking for ultra rare cards, signatures, numbered cards. But out of that Mosaic basketball, we're looking for Genesis cards. That's the hot thing right now. Out of the football that we're going to be getting, we're looking for just basically anything rare. But when we get them in mass quantities like this, you have a greater chance of obtaining something nice, and you know that they're going to be properly done right in front of you, as always. Not touched by any hands at all. Always with glove. Always broken on a nice, clean table. Which, by the way, the next time you see a break, we will be in a new area in my house. It's going to be much more tasteful, I guess you can say. It's going to have a nice display. It's going to be all very well set up, so you're going to see a lot better content next time coming up, guys. It's going to be cool.
Real quick, I want to show you guys some of the cards that I got today. This, I know you can't really see very well, and I'm sorry about the glare, but that's a blue chip Najee Harris rookie card, Mosaic.
There you go.
I got a Trey Lance rookie card, but it's a base card, so I'm not really going to show that. A Joe Theismann center stage Mosaic.
Wow.
The leg snapper.
In it to win it, Drew Brees. Love that. I don't care about Leonard Floyd. Of course, you know I care about this one. A montage Josh Allen Mosaic. Love that.
Oh.
And this is some of the stuff I got from Craig. Josh Allen hype. Love that. Great price that he gave me, by the way. Gave me 3 beautiful cards for I think about $40. Insane. Then of course a Josh Allen fireworks card. And of course I did have to throw the Charizard in the top loader, baby. Got a Charizard for only $15. And on top of that, I also got it with the Mega Rayquaza. Unbelievable. I mean, them cards right there, that's about $60, and I got them for $15 on the Whatnot app through Clad Coat's Most Fire Pokemon Breaks. Awesome stuff. If you guys are watching us on Facebook, throw us a like, hit us with a comment, hit us with a share, man. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. We are just now getting into the YouTube department, and I'm happy, actually. I think we're hitting near 10 subscribers already, and we haven't put a ton of work in, so that's awesome. And if you guys are watching on Twitter, retweet the show. Throw us a little heart, drop us mention us or whatever, and I'll get back to you guys after the show, of course, because we can't see comments on here for some reason. So, like I said, man, I'm getting into the trading cards because I think it's awesome. It's something obviously I love. I love sports. So anytime that I get a chance to have anything involving my team, of course, it's really cool stuff. So, we were talking a little bit about Sam's breaks will be coming up soon, and we're going to do that on Facebook, of course, as he gets more geared towards the Whatnot app as well. But awesome stuff so far. He's going to have tons of products, tons of options. For anybody that's interested in his personal collection, you can message us on the Sammy Sports Cards page. You can message me directly. You can even message Gage. He'll just tell me, and then I'll have to talk to you. By the way, man, we're here to accommodate you guys, and here to bring a great product and a great service, and that's all we are all about. So, Sam, how was your day so far, brother? Tell me, how was your day?
Well, just a typical 12-hour shift that I work, but rushed home, got home to you guys. I wanted to add something too that's pretty important about the cards as well. If you guys need anything or want anything, just ask. I have a lot of variety, a lot of stuff. Whatever you are in the mood for, it could be a random player. It could be something that you wouldn't think that most people have. I probably have at least 1 or 2 of them. So never hurt to go ahead and reach out to me. Let's see if I have something for you, okay? But yeah, always something special. You never know. My day's going pretty good. Going really good now that we're talking, getting the chit chat up. I look forward to these nights.
And guys, too, I want to give, and this is something I didn't tell him I was going to do, but I want to give Gage a real quick shout out, man. Gage has been working his ass off this week, and he's been getting up in the morning. He's been applying himself. And honestly, Gage, I want to tell you how proud I am. I know how proud Sam is of you, and how proud Craig is of you. Because you know what, man, it does take a huge mindset to get up and do things you don't want. But Gage has been doing it. He's been kicking ass, and we're really happy to have him here on the team at the Game Book, man. We are very blessed to have you, Gage. So thank you very much, man. And I'm happy to see your growth every single day. That's facts. And of course, guys, follow him on Twitter. I mentioned him on Twitter. And of course, follow Sam on Twitter, man. Bill's Mafia. Show these guys some love. These are my co-hosts. These are my brothers right here. And of course, these guys, they invest their time with something that I love doing. And that's the best friends you could ever possibly, in the ticker below, you can obviously see all of our Twitter handles. I'm gonna have to get that YouTube link up there as well, because that's a big thing. I've actually So it's been a really great week. Sam, we talked a little bit. We didn't reveal too much, but we have, if you're ever interested in possibly having the Game Book logo on a t-shirt, you know what I mean? There might be this little option coming around the corner. So be on the lookout for that, guys. We're going to announce sometime next week as we get everything set up. I looked into it a little bit today. Things are looking well. And the two guys that we're going to be bringing aboard with us are excellent and really, really good people. So you guys, we're committed to bringing great content to you guys. Great products, and overall something that's entertaining and something to keep you guys going. And again, if you guys don't like watching Terry Bradshaw or any of those other fucking clowns on CBS or NFL Network or NFL on Fox, the only person on NFL Network that I really like is Michael Robinson, and I like Kyle Brandt. Them two guys are my guys. And of course, Marcellus Wiley too, but I think he's on Fox Sports. But if you guys don't like tuning into that, then tune in with us on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before the Bills take off against Kansas City, we'll bring you all that energy and hype. We'll bring you the best insight and the keys to the game and what we expect. We are not going to give any betting picks out on Sunday because we stay away from the Bills, and that's a general rule of thumb for us here. But we will also have coverage tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before the NFL games kick off. We'll give you guys some picks. We'll give you guys some DFS stuff. And Sam, of course, is going to give out picks possibly later in the evening as UFC gets geared up. Or maybe even give us some to us tomorrow morning. We'll get into that later as well. I want to give a shout out to all the people on Twitter that have followed me. If I haven't followed you back yet, believe me, I will. I've been following everybody back. I've been building up that hype, and I'm a man of my word, and I stand by that. And I appreciate the support so much, because I think these guys can tell you. I know a lot of people, and I think a lot of people just truly don't ever give me any support or respect because they just have some personal envy or something towards me. And I'm not going to get into that, but the amount of love and support that I'm seeing on Twitter is amazing. And it's why truly being a part of the Bills Mafia fan base is the greatest, other than God and my family, is probably the greatest thing in my life. And I really mean that. It's awesome. And it's in my blood. Like I've said to people, my mother was pregnant with me at that Bills Raiders game in 1994. It was the coldest game until last week, obviously in Orchard Park. So I mean, it's in my blood. She was there freezing. Yeah, she wasn't drinking or nothing. Like somebody also asked me, I'm like, no, my mom wasn't clearly drinking. Like, come on, chill. But it's in my blood, and I love it. And I really love that what we're doing here at the Game Book, of course. It's about 7:45, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Whatnot app. Craig will be live. I will be in there myself, possibly picking up some product. Gage will be in there as well. And of course, Sam usually stops in and always has some really great things to say, such as Gravel Gage or
Gage Ganaki Oliver. Gage Ganaki
the
Oliver.
ultimate striker.
Jesus.
I love doing shows with these guys, and that's anybody that's new to the show. This is the dynamic these guys I've known for an incredibly long time. Sam and I have been best buds for forever. And I mean, Gage, I've known Gage since he was playing high school soccer. And speaking of soccer too, Gage has been having a ton of success betting on soccer, which is awesome. He knows his shit, guys. So what I'm trying to tell you, get in these picks, man. We hand them out for free. We don't charge you anything. We don't even ask it. We don't even require that you like and share for any picks. We hand them out because we like to share what we've been doing. It's fun. And I think that this is the best content there is. I mean, we're up and coming. Obviously, we're smaller. We don't have the incredible viewership or anything like that, but we don't care about that. We just care about having fun and enjoying what we do. And that's why we're all three very blessed, because we are in a position to do the things that we absolutely love to do. And Especially, I'm thrilled. This has been one of the best weeks. I want to talk. This is random, but this is one of the best weeks I've ever personally had in my entire life because I'm seeing Sam's business growing. I'm seeing this overall game book stuff growing. I'm seeing Gage's personal growth. I'm seeing it in myself as well, and I'm seeing it around people that are around me. And truly, when I say this, I mean this. I want everybody to be successful. I want everybody to be passionate about things, and some people aren't willing to work for it. And there's nothing I can do about that. I can encourage or whatever, but these guys work their asses off towards everything that they want. And that's something to really, really take home with you and be inspired by. And it's awesome. So I want to, again, thank both of my co-hosts, man. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate you guys always taking time out of your day to be here with me and doing this because I love it. Brian Knapp, by the way, sub guys, give him a follow too. Trusty Cake Syndicate. Trusty Cake Syndicate. He's a streamer. He plays, I forget, Sea of Thieves, I think it is. It's a really dope-ass pirate game. It's just fucking sick. I love that. Of course, guys, he is from Western New York. He moved down to Georgia. He's a cop, and he's a really good person. Brian is great energy, and he's a big Bills fan.
Shout out to Brian.
Brian, dude, I mean, shit, I think he made baseball over me one year, but I still fucking have love for you. Of course, guys, we're all jokes here. We don't, there's no hateful shit over here. There's no vulgar shit. We're a great, positive environment and something to really keep you guys entertained and busy. And Sam, I know you just hopped on with us, man, but you got anything else for us?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got a big UFC event coming up tomorrow night. For those who are interested in the fighting world, we got the heavyweight belt and the flyweight belt. Both for the men's. It's going to be insane. I know a lot of people think that Francis Ngannou is just going to knock his head off, but
boy, we pulled enough Francis Ngannou cards the other night that he's going to knock everyone's head off. Oh,
I think that's going to be a really good fight. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked when they see that Cyril Gane could be able to hold his own. He's really sneaky. He has just as many knockouts as he does submissions. So he's very balanced, which is really crazy for a heavyweight, especially that he fights at 250 pounds. So that's going to be really fun to watch. Mm-hmm. And then the Moreno-Figueroa trilogy is also on the co-main. I'm really excited about that because every time they go at it, it doesn't go any further than the first or second round. It's always just bad blood. It's always just and then this guy right here comes into the picture and goes,
Give me the ball! Give me the ball! Give me the ball!
I think it's going to be but I think it's a great way to start off the new year with this card. This is the first big pay-per-view of the year. But many more to follow this year that are going to be pretty fun, but this one's going to be hard to top, especially with the guys that are fighting.
And another, and this is also off topic too, man. But actually it's on topic. But there's a couple things I want to say. Sam has had some seriously amazing UFC cards, and Sam is really, really knowledgeable in the UFC area. And so when he gives you guys picks tomorrow, it's something that you can really ride on. Of course, like I say, bet at your own risk, do everything at your own risk, and take into account everything with a grain of salt. Make your own decisions too. But we do give you some informed decisions, and we've had success. So if you want to ride that wave, by all means, ride that wave. But don't come at me tomorrow saying, damn you, I didn't hit any of those picks. Well, that's the nature of the game. But, of course, I want to say another quick shout-out to Cheryl DeShong, who runs the Bills Mafia Florida page, and one of our biggest fans here, one of our biggest supporters. She's so awesome and such a wonderful person. And, honestly, that's what it's all about, man. And so if you guys are I know there's a lot of people that are really having problems with that Bills Mafia page on Facebook, and that's why I left that page as well. And so it's kind of a nice change of events. She actually just got a friend request from the actual Steve Christie. Cool. Steve Christie. And she's friends with Andre Reed on Facebook. So Cheryl DeShong, man, shout out to her. She's awesome, wonderful person. And that's the kind of community that we love to have here. And that's what represents us best. We're truly professionals here. But we're just three fucking goofy guys just having a good time. That's the way that I look at it. So Sam, I appreciate you, man. And I know you got big things coming up, and we're only gearing up. You guys do not want to miss out on that because, like I said, you could buy a pack for $5 and you could pull something in there that's worth $1,000. You just never know. It's exciting. And that's the kind of stuff that will be going on and whatnot tonight. And Craig actually has a special show, Sam. He's got some sports singles up for grabs. He's got some really, really cool shit. This is going to be a different show. So I'm looking forward to that very much.
Very nice.
And again, quick shout out to 12 Gauge on winning his first ever parlays, multiple parlays this week. And congrats, brother. I'm happy to see that, man. You're taking advantage of it. And Gage's picks have been hitting. And Gage will tell you, I'm 100% accurate this week from Monday to Friday. on over-unders for basketball. I haven't picked every one of them because I don't like every one of them, but I think I'm 7 for 7 right now, and that's insane. I love that. And those picks were provided, of course, at 6:45 earlier in the show before the games kicked off. And all that is available for free. Make sure to turn those notifications on for Twitter. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe, and also follow us on Facebook and turn those notifications on so you don't miss any content. The Game Book is your premium source for sports news, Buffalo Bills and Baltimore Ravens coverage, sports betting picks and DFS, various trading card breaks, and much, much more, as the guy 12 Gauge would say. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. It's almost 8 o'clock here. I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday night. Don't drink and drive. Be safe. And get ready for that Bills coverage on Sunday, as well as the NFL playoffs and free picks that we're going to give out tomorrow. Again, I'm going to thank my co-hosts, Mr. Sambone at Slam and Sammy 55, and Mr. 12 Gauge at 24 Gauge Oliver 24, and of course myself, the Sauce God, the Bills Mafia Sauce God, which, real quick too, for anybody on Twitter that wanted to know what sauces I have, I actually posted a real quick recipe without my secrets. Of course, I would never reveal any of my secrets. Did Mr. Krabs ever give the secret formula to anybody other than SpongeBob?
He tried. No. He tried, though.
I mean, the secret formula is boom, cut off. I just watched that episode today. All right, guys, that is going to do it for us again. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your night. Make sure to tune in with us tomorrow for that NFL playoffs coverage, man. Exciting stuff. And I think there's going to be some upsets this weekend. All right, guys. Woo. From all of us here at the Game Book, man, we say to you, welcome to the Game Book. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the reactions, shares, and good luck to your bets. And, of course, God bless and stay